Hi, this is Cheryl Lee Rao, and you're watching Access to Heaven Network.
Hi, I'm Chef Greg, and welcome to Chef's Best here on Access to Heaven Network. I'm here with Linda.
Hi, everyone. Thank you, Chef, for having me on your show and teaching a sister how to cook.
We're going to explore something that happens all the time. Unexpected guests drop by, and you have to scrounge around your kitchen to see what you have.
My family.
And we have that today. We're going to use chicken breasts to have in the house, some rice, some coconut milk, some black beans, a few tomatoes I have lying around. And we're going to come up with a jerk pineapple chicken with some coconut rice.
Oh my gosh, my family's going to be so shocked because, usually I just cook Chinese food, but this is going to be great.
See, and that's what's happening. We're going to try something different. First thing we're going to do is cut the onion. And we want to go through the onions because we're going to go through the usual pitfalls of cooking, why people try to shy away from it. Onions, people cry. The reason people cry with onions most of the time is because onions are filled with these tiny cells that have a spray in them that affects the tear ducts.
Oh.
Most people don't have a very sharp knife, and they're ripping those tendons open, those tear duct.
Well, how are you cutting it? Like vertically or?
Right. So first thing, it goes across.
Across.
Okay. That's why I use a larger knife, because I can go across straight like this.
Okay.
And then I can go straight down.
Oh, first you slice it. Okay. My mistake is I start cutting vertically first without slicing them.
All right. See, then you always want to cut like this, so you have the knife to work. The sharpest part of your knife is the beginning of the knife, so you always make that incision right there. And here.
Oh, very
You're
good.
good.
Okay.
You produce fine dice.
Now, how many inches do you need to cut it? Or I know you're the master chef, so someone like me or a novice cook, how do I know how much?
Well, you find a lot of recipes, they say things like fine dice, medium cut.
Right.
A medium cut's usually about a half inch, quarter to a half inch. A fine dice is more like a quarter inch.
Okay.
Large cut is more like an inch, 3/4 to an inch.
Okay.
And you'll notice as you go along, you'll find that for pineapples, I cut more of a quarter inch, rather a half inch for pineapples.
Okay.
Same thing I do with the chicken. Just move it to the side. The chicken, I use a 4-ounce chicken breast. And we cut straight down and across 2 times. And that produces this.
Okay.
Okay, so that's the type of chicken we're going to use.
So I'm sorry, can you say that you cut it vertically first?
Yeah, but first then we go down.
Down.
And then we go across.
Across. Okay. Now, do you need to switch knives? Because some people say, one cutting board and knives are for meat, and then you don't contaminate the two for bacterial purposes. Is that true?
Well, there's no doubt about it. You want to make sure that you're safe in your kitchen, and food contamination is a very real, not say problem, but it's a real cause of concern, especially when you have younger or older people in your kitchen and who are eating the food because their immune systems are different. So one of the things you want to make sure is when you're cutting your vegetables, you cut all your vegetables at once.
Okay.
Then you clean your cutting board, you clean your knife, you sanitize, and then you cut your meats. It's okay to use it. Most people don't have 3 different cutting boards in the house, but you do have spray sanitizer you can use, which is always a good thing to have on hand. For the rice, we're going to use a nice long grain rice, coconut milk. For the beans, we're going to use a nice black bean, garlic, and onion.
Where'd you get the bean? Well, you're the chef, so did you do it from scratch, or can I go buy like a canned bean?
Ideally, you like to make everything yourself. You like to take the dried black beans, turtle beans, and make it yourself. But for occasions like we're talking about, people are going to drop by. I keep in my house. I keep some cans of beans, some tomatoes, anything I can do quickly if I need to.
Okay.
Because there's nothing wrong with a good can of beans.
Okay.
If you have time to do something different, it's always good to. But if you don't, this is the proper way to go. There's no doubt about it.
Okay.
So if you have a nice pineapple in the house sitting around it, it'll last you. An uncut pineapple will last in your house at least a week and a half.
Okay. Uncut pineapple?
Sure. Then you just whack it out and cut it down. Then you can just roast it off and eat it as a snack.
Okay.
Okay, so we have the pineapples. We have our butter, oil. So we're going to go with, I'd say, a tablespoon of butter, teaspoon of oil. We're going to saute our onions in that. Then we're going to add our black beans with the garlic. Let that cook. For the rice, it's 2 to 1. 2 to 1 meaning what the ratio is, rather the amount is, it's 2 cups of liquid to 1 cup of the rice.
Okay, does it matter what kind of rice? Because Chinese people use a different kind of rice than long grain. I mean, brown rice, jasmine rice,
A wild rice takes longer to cook, so you want to add more water. That's almost like a 2.5 to or 3 to 1 ratio.
Okay.
A good Thai rice, you add maybe a smidgen less for a good jasmine rice, which I actually do.
Yes.
A good jasmine rice, you just put in there. The difference with jasmine rice, you want to cook that at a very low temperature and let the aromatics cool and get no brown, so it's a beautiful white rice.
Is it still, is that, would jasmine rice go well with
For this, no.
this dish? No.
You wouldn't want to, because you don't want the rice. That's why I'm using the coconut rice. I want everything to be more of the Caribbean flair.
I see.
That's why I wanted to go with that. It's it'd be really trying to mix cultures to go with a coconut jasmine rice for the Caribbean jerk. Yeah, I
guess
just
that
don't
would
think it's
taste
gonna work. We're gonna walk over here and I'm gonna show you how it's gonna work with the kitchen. Here's the
Okay.
chicken. Okay, so as you notice, we have the.
So this marinade, you is what kind of marinade? Did you marinate from scratch, or can you get this marinade from the store?
Again, since we're going to do this and you have it in your house, a lot of things I have in the pantry. I have a Italian dressing, which you can use for a multitude of things. You have a sweet and spicy type of dressing. This is what I use for this. This is a jerk marinade dressing. The reason I like it is because it's versatile and it has papaya juice inside of it, so I have to keep that on hand.
Okay.
And so you keep 2 or 3 different types of dresses in your house that you can use for an occasion like this.
Okay.
And that's the only reason you have it there. So again, if this was a plan, then you want to go to a nice world market, and that's a great thing about the times we live in now with culinary. You can go to world market and get such wonderful food. Everybody comes from to this country, they bring their own food with them. It's a wonderful thing. I absolutely adore it.
Well, because I don't have time, to cook it all. I mean, like this is for something quick. So you just use the marinade. I guess it's a marinade liquid from a bottle. Then you just
Yeah. So what you do is you brown the
poured it
chicken
in.
first. Again, you use the butter, tablespoon of butter, teaspoon of oil,
tablespoon butter, tablespoon of oil,
teaspoon of oil.
teaspoon of oil.
Right? And the reason I can go so it gets a nice little. You get this right here. You get to fry without, to saute without the burn.
Now, do you wait till the oil bubbles before you put the chicken in?
What you want to do is get to a nice medium heat so your chicken is going to sear. And the first thing you do is you put the chicken inside and you let it sear on one side so it gets brown, so it's almost to a white state like this.
Okay.
Then you turn it over so it gets that same point on the other side. And that's what keeps your chicken breast from drying out. So it's seared.
Got it.
Then you add the marinade. Let that cook for a bit, another 2-3 minutes. Then you add your pineapples.
Pineapple.
And the whole dish can take as little as 15 minutes.
Oh, really?
No problem.
But
And
I'm-
the rice is going to take about 20 minutes to cook. So the first thing you do is you put the rice on.
Put the rice on.
Because rice cooks itself.
Now, do you add salt in the rice?
It depends on what you're going to do. For health reasons, you might not want to add salt to it
Okay.
because the rest of this dish, if you're using a canned product, most canned products have a lot of salt in them.
You mean the beans?
Yeah, the beans, they have a lot of salt in them. So you want to watch your salt intake. That's a more personal deal. So once you do this,
So you didn't add any salt in your rice?
and rice, no salt. But
Okay.
this, I add just a touch of the sea salt.
That smells so good.
See now, as the pineapples break down, they add to the juices right here. Okay.
Okay. Now, how do you know when it's done?
Well, again,
I mean, for a novice like me versus you or the master chef.
again, for about 10 minutes in the total cooking time for this, it's good. You get a 4-ounce breast, you cut it like that. You sear it, you get the juice inside. Let's say about 10 minutes all day. 15, and you're off the fire. So we turn this down and let it cook.
Okay. I mean, for a 4-ounce chicken breast, is it equate to 10 minutes or?
A 4-ounce chicken breast cut up equates really to about 7 minutes.
Okay.
Once that's cooking there, we're going to add, one thing we didn't add is our cilantro.
Cilantro.
Because this is what gives it more of a Caribbean type of flavor. Add some cilantro to this.
So all you do is pick off the leaves and then dice it.
Exactly. You don't want to use any of the stalk to it because that adds a bitterness to the dish.
Okay.
And if you can see, it's nice and clean.
Now, I
Has a
noticed
nice
that
little flow to it.
the green of cilantro gets greener
Because it's like
versus it doesn't become dull
it's
like kale.
it's a plant. It's a green plant. So when you have a green plant, you add water to it. So you add
It
liquid to
smells
this.
delicious, everyone.
Look at
I
this.
wish you can smell it. It looks delicious too. I can't wait to eat it.
Since we have this going,
My mouth is like watering. It's so embarrassing.
let's take a look at what we're going to do later on with the rest rest of the food here. What we're going to try to attempt to do also, since we have a pineapple in the house and some mango, we're going to look at making pineapple mango chutney.
Okay.
Chutney is a fruit that's cooked down. It's a cooked fruit.
Cooked fruit.
Yeah. So we're going to make a chutney. And the ingredients for the chutney is going to be mango, brown sugar, watermelon, which is a lot different. We're going to use some cider vinegar as an acidic part to it, and just let that cook down. Also, we're going to add a red onion to it. Most have red onions. Red onions have a different type of flavor to it. So that cooks down. It's going to make a nice little chutney. That's something else you can use. For instance, if we were using this whole breast and pan-searing that and add the rest to it, you would use a chutney on top instead of a pineapple. So you change the complexity of the dish together.
So chutney, English is my second language. Does
I see.
that means like a vegetable medley, but fruit?
Cooked fruit.
Cooked fruit,
Yep.
stir fried with onion.
Just
Like you can
cook
add.
down. You're just going to cook the fruit down.
Cook the
It's all
fruit down.
Its own liquid.
And its own liquid. Okay.
So with this, we have this
Interesting.
going here. We have this. We'll take one more look at our chicken. Now see
How do you
it's
know
browning?
it's okay? So in the way to
Yeah.
the pineapple browns.
Just a little bit. So you get the little color of the pineapple.
Okay. Now
Okay.
it shrunk a little bit.
Exactly. So a lot of the juice from the pineapples now mixed with all the rest of the flavors you got going on here.
So some of the juices went into the chicken then.
Yep, all the juice went to the chicken and the marinade, so it's all married together.
Okay.
This is a happy marriage.
Now, how many tablespoons of the marinade did you pour in there?
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons.
2 tablespoons of marinade.
Marinade the chicken before you stir fried it.
A little
or-
bit. Let's
Okay.
sit right here. A little marinade on the chicken.
And how long do you let it sit there?
It's a 30-minute marinade.
30 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Now, do you need to do that? Poke it so that the
No, we don't have to do that. It's a chicken breast. It's not that thick, so you don't have to tenderize it
Tenderize
along
it.
those lines.
English is my second. Okay.
Certainly.
Okay.
Okay.
So, and then when do you add the coconut milk?
So it's a traditional rice cooking. So for me, I saute some onions, add the rice, and then
The cooked rice.
No, add the raw rice.
Oh, the raw
just
rice.
some sauteed onions, and then add the liquid to that.
Oh, so you use this instead of water?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay.
So for this is 1 cup of rice, 2 cups of coconut milk, and I use about quarter cup of onions.
So where can you buy coconut milk?
Most coconut milk is sold at any supermarket.
Any supermarket?
Yeah, like for instance, if you go to any local box brand supermarkets, there's a section there that has international foods, and coconut milk is always sold right there.
Is it a refrigerated item
No,
or
it's not. Again, it's just a pantry item.
pantry?
A well-stocked pantry, and not even a well-stocked pantry, a good-stocked pantry, has any of these ingredients in there at all times. And if you don't have coconut milk, that's just what I happen to have in the house.
Okay, so are they located in the juice? I never seen it before. Is it in the juice aisle? Or?
No, and I used to think that also. When I was looking for coconut milk, you'd find it more in the international food aisle.
Oh, okay.
Most Thailand cooking is there,
Oh,
so
I
you
see.
find it's a Thai coconut milk.
Okay.
So it's not necessarily on the Caribbean side, it's more of a Thai food type of deal.
Thai food.
Yeah. We're going to plate the rice and the beans and the chicken, and it'll be fabulous.
Oh, my family's gonna say I came to DC and learned how to cook jerk chicken.
It's not a problem. But when we get back after this commercial break, we will plate the meal for Linda.
Yummy. Hey, don't leave that couch. Access to Heaven Network will be right back.
Welcome back, and I'll remind you we're here with Linda. We're cooking an impromptu chicken pineapple jerk with a coconut rice and black beans. When we left the black beans, the coconut rice were cooking, and the chicken's done. So we're gonna walk over and take a look at our black beans and rice.
Now, this is for my family.
So, it's a result of the again, 1 cup of long grain rice, 2 cups of coconut milk, about a quarter cup of onions sauteed, and we cook the rice as normal.
Now, could it be short grain rice?
It can be. No, the rice you choose is the rice you choose.
Okay.
You can use brown rice with this. It's
Okay.
it's not going to be it's not going to impede the success of the meal. If you happen to have it on hand, that'd be great. What I did take a liberty of doing is adding some tomatoes to our black beans.
Okay, tomatoes only. Did you add onion?
A little bit.
A little bit. And how did you cook that?
Saute the onions first.
With oil? What kind of oil?
I use olive oil blend. It's not a big deal. You don't use straight olive oil too much because it has a low viscosity level, meaning that it doesn't take heat very well.
Oh.
Okay, so it'll tend to burn more than anything else.
Okay.
So I use olive oil blend and saute the onions and garlic, and then you build the flavors up with the tomato, then the beans, and let the juices form by themselves.
Okay.
A lot of things that you cook, you want to cook in stages to let flavors build together, and then you cook them along those lines.
Now, do you throw the onions and the tomatoes and the beans all together in
Never.
there? Okay. What do you
That'd
say?
be a crock pot. You just throw it in a crock pot, plug it in, go to work, and come home. You got dinner.
That's what I would do.
See, no, we're not gonna do that.
Okay.
Again, what you want to do is saute the onions. Your aromatics is what you call the onion, celery, carrots. It's called aromatics. You saute those. It opens up the pores, lets the flavor come out.
Okay.
Then you build that with the garlic, so those two marry each other. Then you go along, you add the tomato because you have an acid there that breaks things down. Then you add your beans.
Oh, beans last.
You have to get a good high heat to that. Then you just
Okay.
let it simmer. So at that point, you got the tomatoes and the onions and the garlic and the black beans all mixing together. Forms that flavor for you.
So, do you use fresh garlic or the what kind of garlic is it?
I try to use fresh garlic all the time, but I always keep some ground garlic in the house.
Okay.
You don't always have a chance to do things you really want to do, but you want a good meal. And you don't want
Okay.
to let things like that impede your progress of having a good meal. What we're going to work on right now is the chutney. Okay.
Okay. And again, chutney is an English term that means fruit related.
Your chutneys are basic. You have a fruit, an acid, and a sweetener, and it's cooked down.
An acid meaning
Acid meaning a vinegar.
vinegar.
For
Okay.
our purpose, we're going to use cider vinegar.
Okay.
Red
Versus
onion.
another purpose.
Well, it's white distilled vinegar. It doesn't add any flavor to it.
Okay.
It's still vinegar, but it doesn't add any flavor. And the other flavored vinegars will impart their own flavor to it.
Okay.
But because you have an apple cider vinegar, it has a flavor that's consistent with the fruit that you're going to use. For our purposes today, we're going to go with a mango, watermelon, pomegranate juice chutney.
Okay. Now, what made you decide to go with watermelon? Like, how do you know which fruit blends together that tastes good with a chutney? Is this a more denser fruit and this is more light because a watermelon isn't as dense as mango? Or how do you pick how would I pick the fruit to make a good chutney if I didn't want to use mango? Or if somebody was allergic to mango, what other fruit or options are there?
Pineapple, one of the more traditional mangoes that we use is called it's a peach chutney. So it has peaches, it has brown sugar, red pepper, raisins, cider vinegar.
Okay. Now, can chutney be spicy? Like, can you add? I mean, would that be a chutney if you add like the red, I guess, chili pepper in it?
Oh, watch that projectile. Yeah.
It flies.
You can definitely do it sometimes. Right? you can do that. You can. One thing about recipes, you need to know they're a launching point, not an ending point. So you
Okay.
make recipes your own. You find something that gives you the basics to it, and then you expand on it. And that's the key. You have to expand on things. You have to evolve the recipe itself. First, you want to make it so you know exactly what it is you're getting. Then you look at it and say, okay, I can do something different for your own flavors and your own taste.
Does any fruit doesn't match? Like would like a mixture of fruit? What fruits wouldn't go together in a chutney?
Kiwi. There's
Okay.
no kiwi chutney available.
kiwi
no
chutney.
banana chutney. No strawberry chutneys because those fruits don't hold enough of the, as you said, dense before. They have no density to them whatsoever.
Okay, but is there a papaya chutney?
Oh, heck yeah.
Oh, okay.
You can add papaya to a chutney.
Oh,
You don't
okay.
usually have a papaya chutney.
Okay, so when you say chutney, is this a fruit of some sort, maybe 2 or 3, and then with a vegetable like an onion in this case, versus like red pepper?
Your basic chutney is going to be a fruit, usually a peach, apple, pineapple.
Okay, peach apple.
A sweetener, usually brown sugar.
Versus
And-
white, not white.
Yeah, you want brown sugar that has molasses inside. And again, you're talking about flavor
Okay.
and how it holds up to heat. A white sugar, cane sugar, is not going to hold up to the heat the way a brown sugar will.
Okay.
So you have that, and you have your vinegar or your acid. In this case, the acid is going to be cider vinegar.
Do you know how brown sugar is made versus, is it really brown or do they chemicalize it and make it brown?
No, it's brown.
It's
Because it's
brown.
made with molasses.
Made it with molasses. Okay.
There's no. We take canned chickens to add some sort of darkness to it.
Well, I know. Okay, now how are you dicing it? Are you just, I mean, you're
For
eyeing
most
it?
chutneys, what you want to do is cut a larger dice, because what's going to happen is we're going to, and cutting this on the same thing is fine because they're all going together. What you're going to do is dice the onion. You dice your vegetable, your fruit.
First.
You cut it larger because it's going to cook its own juices for at least 45 minutes to an hour.
Wow.
As it reduces down and simmers down and simmers down.
Okay.
So this large piece will, for instance, will break itself down to a much smaller piece, but it'll keep its integrity.
Okay.
And that's the key. Now, watermelon in and of itself is not going to keep alive its integrity because watermelon's mainly a liquid type of a vegetable, type of a fruit.
Mm-hmm.
So it's going to lose a lot of its own stuff to it, but it adds a great flavor to it. That's why I want to use it.
Okay.
I want you to take a look at the chutney I started.
Now, regarding the watermelon, did you use seedless, not unseeded?
Always
Or
seedless.
Always seedless?
Yep.
Okay.
Because-
with seed.
Yeah. No
Se-
seedless
seed-
in the watermelon. No seeds in the watermelon.
No, I mean, did you pick a seedless watermelon? Or
Yes.
did you pick? Okay.
So you see here? See how it's cooking down?
Okay.
Right now the liquid's a little loose.
Okay.
But we're going to cook it down even further.
Okay.
And by the time we're done, we're going to put this whole thing together and it'll be fabulous. We're
So
gonna
what
walk
kind of
over
heat?
now.
I'm sorry. What, is it on reduced heat or I mean, is it on any heat?
Very low heat.
Low heat. Okay.
Let's walk over and talk about dessert. So we're going to finish the entire meal up. We're going to present it right here for you.
Okay.
What I've done is, we're going to make these are chocolate chip amaretto cupcakes.
What is
A chocolate chip amaretto cupcake.
amaretto?
Uh-huh.
And what is that?
It's a liqueur.
Okay.
So we had the powder, the cocoa powder, the flour. So you make a basic cupcake with the chocolate chips and some of the flavors I've used with this. And I'm going to show you what we're going to do to this. Look at my paring knife.
I'm sorry. You said amaretto. What kind of flavor is amaretto?
Ooh.
Like what kind of liqueur? Coffee?
No, not as dense as coffee. Let me show you the filling. It's more like a. Gosh, I don't even know how to describe it.
Is it like an almond flavor?
Little not no almonds, not any almonds. My mother would kill me just now. No almonds involved in that whatsoever. You have a almost like a cilantro, like a Cointreau type of dish.
I don't know what that means.
Orange.
Orange. Oh, okay. I see.
For this cupcake, most people take a cupcake and shoot the middle of it for a filling.
Okay.
What I decided to do was carve out the middle of the cupcake. And notice, I'll do it again for us.
Is that why the top is flattened already?
I cooked it that way so I can flatten up the top, and I call this out like this.
And how do you cook it to be flattened on top?
I take it to about 5 minutes before it's supposed to be done.
Oh, okay.
And I take a mixture of cream cheese and confectionery sugar.
And what's the ratio on that?
Let's say 1 pound of cream cheese to 4 ounces of powdered sugar. But you put as much sugar as you really can stand it.
So, I mean, as you mix the cream cheese and the confectionery sugar, it has to become almost like a spread?
Yep.
Okay.
Okay, we got this right here. So that's how we fill it up. Now we're going to make a chocolate ganache. What we do is we're going to heat up the heavy cream and pour it over these chocolate chip morsels and make a ganache and pour on top.
And what does ganache mean?
I'll show you right now.
Is that a French word?
It certainly is French. I'll turn this on. High heat right here. Put this here.
Oh, so it has to be on high heat.
Yeah, we're going to make this hot.
You want
That's
it
how
to-
we're going to melt the chocolate.
Okay.
So let me put it all together for you. I'll be right back.
Now, how many cups of chocolate chips are those?
This is about a quarter cup.
Quarter cup, and then the ratio of the heavy cream is
I'd say 1 ounce to a quarter cup.
does 1 ounce equal a quarter cup?
No, 1 ounce of liquid is a quarter cup.
How much is that 1 ounce? Is that I guess, I don't know how to cook.
Look
Is that obvious or not? So 1 ounce can you equate that to a cup? So
No.
I would know how to measure it.
in your teaspoons, you'd have 1 tablespoon.
Okay.
Okay? So right now, we're going to put the entire thing together and I'm going to show you how the meal works.
Okay.
Have it sitting there while this works.
So you're saying ounces are related to liquids.
Yeah, liquid ounces. So we have our chutney, Then we're going to show. We're going to have our meal and our dessert.
Okay.
Okay, I'll bring it all to you right
Sounds
now.
good.
All right. Okay. Here we have our.
Now, how is this layered? You first layer down the rice.
There you go.
Okay.
You taste and let me know what you think.
So first, okay. Do I eat it all together? Sort of.
You do like to eat it.
Okay.
Right back.
I'm a methodical kind of person. I need to know the procedure, how to eat something I've never eaten before. Because Chinese food, you just, I'm familiar with it, but this. So I can eat it together with the pineapple and the chicken and the bean.
Yeah.
Okay, so I have some chicken and I have a little bit of bean. Mmm! You know what? My family won't believe I made this dish. Yeah. Mm-mm-mm. You're gonna ask me what takeout restaurant I got this from. And I can't wait to share with them that it's all from a jerk chicken marinade.
Here
That's
we have
it.
a chutney.
Okay.
Hot. And if you notice we have our cupcake.
Oh, okay. And this is the ganache. What's on top of there?
That's the dark chocolate ganache for the cupcake.
Okay.
It's the chutney. It's very, very hot.
My hands are shaking. I'm so nervous to eat this because it smells so delicious and yummy.
All right, so we finish up with the dark chocolate ganache cupcake. And you notice what we do is we cover the top so it looks as if it's filled. When you bite into it, you get the same effect as you just piped in. And a little chocolate straw to add to it. And again, never be daunted by people stopping by for the food. If you can
This is really delicious. I can taste the acid, a little bit of the cider, and
taste that.
how do I eat? I need steps.
Yeah, you
See.
do it right there.
Okay. Oh, thank you, Chef Greg. Looks so delicious. Tastes delicious too. Thank you so much, Chef Greg, for teaching me how to cook today.
You are welcome. I want to thank you all for joining us here at Chef's Best at Access to Heaven Network. I'll see you next time.
See ya.